All right, welcome back YouTube to the first painting update I've done in quite some time. It's probably been since the end of May, beginning of June that I've done a painting update, so 3 months. Uh, I made my last video explaining why I haven't been making videos in painting, but we're back, baby. We're cranking away. You can see a whole bunch of painted miniatures in the foreign background there. We're cranking on late Romans and Germanic tribesmen. I'm kind of front loading. I'm pretty much painting in the order that I bought stuff. And the first order I bought was from Footsore Miniatures. I'm pretty sure I made videos on everything I got, but I did finish. I had already in May or June I had painted 1 unit of unarmored infantry. I did not do their shields yet. Now I did just get some shield transfers in for pretty much the entire army. So I'm gonna have to go back and do the shield transfers on them before I can get them based up, glued and based up. But the rest of them are painted. Unfortunately, if you ever paint medieval or ancient minis, shield transfers, they're a good amount of work. So not a whole lot you can it's just something you got to deal with. So we'll get the shield transfers done, but I got to paint a decent amount this weekend, actually. I was actually really, really happy about that. Probably 4 to 5 hours of painting today, and it got me done with my second unit of cavalry, which is in front of you. So currently I have 2 units of cavalry painted, 1 unit of infantry. So I got 2 units painted before I moved, and then this is the first unit that I got painted. So far for the tally for September, we're 12 cavalry done. So these guys are also from the Footsore order. They're really nice. I really like the Footsore late Roman range. I'll probably be buying some more of their early Saxons / Goths for Germans. I think they'll fit in great. And I really have enjoyed painting these late Romans that I have from them. So I do have like 150 Germanic tribesmen that I got from Foundry that I got to get through first. But when we're ready to place another order for Germans, I think it'll probably be with Footsore. So we'll show some close-ups. It's a 12-man horse archery unit, which the late Romans used. Now, I think on the website they're listed as early Byzantines, which, 6th century Byzantines, they never called themselves Byzantines, or they were Roman. Justinian was a native Latin speaker. Now, as time went on, obviously Latin died out in the East, and Greek was the language, but they considered themselves Roman. So the equipment was largely the same too. So anything from the 4th to the 6th century is pretty much going to be kosher. Some things will be a little anachronistic, like the full-length male Holbrooks that go down to the feet. You wouldn't have seen those a lot in the late Western period, maybe in the East, but definitely not in the West. So there's some things you got to watch out for. But by and large, the minis can be used. So I did rig up a command for these guys. This is gonna be the standard bearer for the dragon standard, the Draco. And you can tell here he's armored. He has greaves on. He has the ridge helm, and he has Lorca Hamada. And then I like these guys because they got a mixture of armors. This guy's in... Oh, they're not completely done. I still got to do skin highlights and hair and metal accents like belt buckles and whatnot. But other than that, they're done. I tried to do them with a little bit of color. Blues, greens, and reds. Some are in iron armor. As you can see, I did all the helmets in iron because I'm pretty sure the archaeological record supports the more use of iron in helmets at the least. Now I know, cataphracts, they found tons of horse armor for cataphractaries that were in bronze scales, bronze lamellar, things like that. So I think for the body armor, I think you're good to go getting away using bronze for the scale and chainmail. But for the helmets, I just chose to keep them all iron. And like I said, it's not like I really like these guys, how they turned out. Yeah, just a 12-man unit there, and a variety of, just show off some of the different poses here. But yeah, that guy kind of looks like a Christmas dude. He's a red and green. I think my eyes like the red and green palette. Even when I try not to, I got a boo-boo. I got blue on the armor. I'll have to do some touch up. The Draco banner here. I'm still trying to figure out the lighting in my new den. So I need another light. I think I'm just gonna get a camera light with a big ass bulb for painting, and that'll help. But yeah, this is the commander. Of course, I gotta show off the commander. No musician in this unit, unfortunately. Footsore just doesn't have. Now that I'm seeing his cloak up close in person, I actually don't like how it turned out. But that's okay. That happens sometimes. And I was a little rusty painting. The brush strokes were a little bit more difficult. I forgot what colors I like to mix to get what outcome for highlights and whatnot. It was quite hilarious. I was I have a combination for leather I like to use with a base and a highlight. And I couldn't remember it to save my life. I was just scratching my head for 20 minutes. I don't think I got it right either. I just did the best I could with what I could remember. But yeah, we got these guys on a good note. So anybody who follows myself or Triarius knows that we're doing a big Historicon battle next year. The goal is to get at least 1,000. I think we can do 1,200. We're planning for at least 1,000 though, and who knows? Maybe even 1,500 if I can, now that life has settled down. And I think it's definitely possible now because we have a new participant for the game. He's somebody that I've met down here in Southern Arizona, and he is pretty big into historical wargaming along the lines of me and Triarius. I think he will all jive really well together because he's a little bit more historical focus. He's anal retentive about his painting and painting historically accurately, which is me to a T. And I know Triarius is the same way. He puts high standards on himself to make things look accurately, and I'm very much the same way. Because to me, half the fun is doing the research and making sure everything looks right. So he's going to take on at least 150 Germans. So he's going to paint some German tribesmen. He's already been plugging away. He showed me his test models. They looked really great. He's been doing some kit bashing from a bunch of kits he has. Because I think he had some Goth sprues from War Games Atlantic, and then he had some Gaul sprues from Vitrix, and he's just been matching heads with bodies because with the Gallic sets where they all have trousers, it's too easy just to swap the shields and the heads. There's really the only other thing that can really kind of give them away is the swords. But you got to be looking really hard, and you got to be knowing what you're looking at. The Spatha type sword was more of a Germanic sword, and then you had the Attena type swords that were really popular in the Gallic period, especially earlier, and gladiuses as well. So you can do conversions with a lot of these sets pretty easily. That's what he's done. But then he also is he's gonna buy some more sets, I'm sure. And on another note, as we're going through this project, I swear every time I pick up a project, somebody ends up releasing more stuff for it. Gripping Beast released plastic Gothic Cavalry set. So I think I'm going to be taking a look at that. I actually do not own any Gripping Beast plastics, believe it or not. It's one of the few manufacturers, with plastics, it's really hard for me to break away from Victrix because they do everything so good. I tried War Games Atlantic. I got one of their plastic sets, and they were okay, but they didn't. I wasn't, jumping out of bed with Victrix anytime soon. But I think I'm gonna give the plastic Cavalry set from Gripping Beast a go, just because I want to see what they are. I like trying. I'm not brand loyal to one particular brand. If one brand does it really well, or if they do one set really well, I have no problem switching brands or buying just that one set. Or so if somebody knocks Victrix off the fucking top of the food chain here, I'm all for it. I'll jump to that company handedly. But as of right now, the last 10 sets I bought from them have all been home runs. So yeah, I don't see any reason to switch. So yeah, you guys should be seeing some more painting updates. And this weekend, I'm going to be doing a paint-a-thon with my new buddy. He's going to come over, and we'll get a good 4 or 5 hours painting in. I'm sure he'll be working on Germans, and I'm sure I'll be working on Romans. So hopefully they don't break out into a spontaneous fight on the popsicle sticks and bottle caps that they're on. But yeah, till then, guys, keep on painting and keep on playing games.